Well, at one point in yesterday's ball game, it was 10-3 Tigers, and I hope you didn't turn away because the Rockies came back to win 11-10 in 11 innings yesterday. Tigers are looking pretty excited and hoping they can salvage a game, but the Rockies are going for a sweep today and looking to move a game above the 500 mark. They will face Daniel Norris, making his 8th start of the year, one of the better starters for the Tigers this season. 1-2 record, 4.14 ERA, 35 hits in 37 innings, 32 strikeouts against 14 walks. And Kyle Freeland's going to pitch for the Rockies. Freeland has really been one of the best starters of this year for the Rockies, and certainly the most consistent. David Dahl leads things off in center, hitting .277 on the road, .214 at home. Odd splits for David Dahl, .252 overall with 2 home runs, 8 driven in for the Rockies center fielder. Lefty on lefty matchup will get things going here. Norris against Dahl. First pitch is swung on and lined into left field. That's a base hit. First hit of the ball game, and Dahl's on his way to second base as the ball is kicked out there, and the throw got him. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the lineup now as Victor Reyes makes a nice play in left field. David Dahl leads off. Trevor Story batting second at shortstop, batting third the right fielder Charlie Blackmon. Arenado bats cleanup. Daniel Murphy's at first base, batting fifth. Batting sixth, the second baseman Ryan McMahon. Batting seventh, the designated hitter today is going to be Ian Desmond. Batting eighth and catching is Elias Diaz. And then batting ninth in left field is going to be Chris Owings. Tigers now at 11-25. That's the last place in the American League Central. Rockies back at the 500 mark. They're now in third place in the NL West, overtaking the D-backs for the time being. Giants still in the cellar in the NL West. Story takes a strike. Quickly 0-2 on him. Story has 37 hits on the year, ranks third on the Rockies. He's had himself one heck of a road trip. Had a multi-homer game, also 2 games where he finished a home run shy of the cycle. 0-2 pitch coming is swung on and missed. He really tied him up there, and that's strikeout number 1 of the day for Daniel Norris, out number 2 here in the first.
Batting third, the right fielder, number 19, Charlie.
And that's going to bring up Charlie Blackmon. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup for the lefty Norris. First pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards second base, and that will retire the side. Only takes 5 pitches for Norris to get around a hit, with Dahl being thrown out at second base. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Reyes, Castro, Cabrera do it for the Tigers. Kyle Freeland making his 6th start of the year. Missed a couple of starts thanks to a stint on the injured list with a broken cheek. 29 innings on the year, 14 strikeouts, 9 walks, 2-1 record, 1.86 ERA and 1.10 whip. In 29 innings, 23 hits allowed for Kyle Freeland. Definitely the most consistent starting pitcher the Rockies have rolled out there this year. And Victor Reyes, switch hitter, will bat from the right side. Usually seen him batting from the left side, with righties starting the first 2 games of this series. Kyle Freeland, the lefty. First pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. I mentioned Rockies up to third place in the NL West now, as their record is at 500. Can move a game above the 500 mark with a win today. Chris Owings is getting the start today in left field. 0-1 delivery is taken outside. We've seen every single Rocky get a start in this series. Hampson started game 1 along with Tapia. Then Hilliard started yesterday. Owings gets the final game. Pitch inside, and a hitter's count now on Victor Reyes. Elias Diaz getting the start behind the plate today. Kyle Freeland's personal catcher. Pitch high, 3 balls and a strike now. Harold Castro is waiting on deck. He's had a good series, hitting .299 on the year. .3-1 delivery coming from Freeland is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow left field. Owings got a late break on it, and now he's going to have to play it on a hop. That will be a leadoff single for Victor Reyes here in the bottom of the first inning. It's a high-scoring first inning yesterday. Rockies came out early and scored 3, then Tigers answered right back and scored 3 in their bottom half of the first inning. Eventually be a 10-3 lead for the Tigers, but Rockies would battle back. Harold Castro, 8 for his last 37 at the plate. That's a .216 average over his last 9 games. Hasn't been the case in this series. Had a few hits in yesterday's ballgame, also a couple hits in the first game. So Castro has been seeing the Rockies pitching staff well. Breaking out of his slump. First pitch from Freeland here is going to miss outside. 3 for 6 with a double, 2 runs batted in yesterday's game for Castro. Lefty on lefty matchup for Freeland gets the sign he likes. Into his motion, 1-0. He is in there for a called strike. Home plate umpire James Kingsley, Gary Simmons at first, Patrick Johnson at second, and Larry Bullard is at third base. Those are the men in blue, and how they line up for today. So a throw to first to drive back Reyes. Speedy outfielder for the Tigers. Hasn't been getting on base a whole lot, and the old adage goes you can't steal first. But he did today. 1-1 is swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Reyes will stop at second. First 2 men aboard with base hits for the Tigers. Little bloop single by Victor Reyes into left field, and now a solid shot up the middle. And that'll put a couple men on for Miguel Cabrera. He's on a good stretch right now. 8 for his last 21 at the plate. That's a .381 batting average. The DH is .278 overall with a homer and 9 driven in. Rockies have limited his power, as have most teams this year in this series. Just a few singles from Cabrera. First pitch here is swung on and lifted in the air foul. That's going to hook into the seats. 2 for 4 with a couple runs batted in yesterday's ballgame for Cabrera. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, double steal, and the Tigers will pull it off. Reyes up to second, and Reyes up to third, I should say, and Castro up to second. And a couple runners in scoring position now for Miguel Cabrera. The 0-2 delivery from Freeland is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Big out number 1. Slider gets Cabrera. First out of this inning, first strikeout of the day for Kyle Freeland. And that's going to bring up C.J. Cron playing first base today. This is our first look at him in this series. Cron batting a very good .333 on the year. First pitch from Freeland is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Cron, 3 home runs. That's where all of his RBIs come from, .921 OPS. Did not start or play at all in the first 2 games of this series. It'll be an 0-1 coming from Freeland, and it's swung on and grounded. Diving stop by Arenado, knocks it down, throws to first, and not in time. It's going to be an infield RBI single for C.J. Cron as Reyes crosses the dish. And the Tigers take an early 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Cameron Maben. Very large difference between how he's been playing at home and on the road. .355 with 3 homers here at 8 runs batted in. Still has 3 homers on the road, but only .229 away from Comerica Park. .295 average overall for the speedy center fielder, and now a veteran in his 3rd go-around with the Tigers. First pitch is a strike. Maben was the first-round pick back in the 2005 draft by the Tigers and played with Detroit in his Major League debut as 2007, then part of the Miguel Cabrera trade, went over to the Florida Marlins. Came back to the Tigers in 2016, now back with the Tigers in 2020. There's a fly ball to right field. Blackman will make the catch. Tagging and heading up to third is Castro. And there are 2 outs now with runners on the corners. We'll take a look at the rest of that lineup for Detroit. Center fielder is Victor Reyes today. At third base, Harold Castro. DH, Miguel Cabrera. First base, C.J. Cron. Right fielder, Cameron Maben. Austin Romine is catching. Jordy Mercer at second. Nico Goodrum at short. And Travis Demeritte is in left. So a very different looking lineup from what we've seen the first 2 games of this series for the Tigers. Austin Romine bats now .273 on the year. Rockies handled him very well yesterday. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. .273 average, 5 home runs, 10 runs batted in. That .273 average ranks 4th place on the Tigers. Freeland gets the sign he likes, and his 1-0 delivery is swung on and fouled out of play. Romine was the second-round pick in the 2007 draft. Breakout offensive year for him with the Yankees last year. Parlay that into a major league deal with the Tigers. Pitch inside, hitters count now on Austin Romine, brother of Andrew, a former Tiger. Andrew, also a former Los Angeles Angel. He signed a minor league deal with the White Sox this offseason. 2-1 delivery coming from Freeland is swung on and grounded towards third base. Arenado goes the short way, and that'll retire the side. Tigers push across the run, and they take an early 1-0 lead. Rockies will try to answer back in the second inning. Nolan Arenado leads things off in the top of the second. 27 RBI on the year. That's tied for fourth place in the National League. 9 homers, a .326 average, and a .399 on base percentage for the perennial all-star third baseman for the Rockies, one of the best players in the game, Nolan Arenado. Daniel Norris back to work. His first pitch here is swung on and missed. Arenado sitting on 1,203 hits across 7 seasons, all spent with these Rockies. Norris, one of the more consistent starters to begin this year for the Tigers. 0-1 pitch coming to Arenado is inside. Arenado really likes to hit lefties, though. Leadoff base hit in this ballgame for David Dahl, but he was thrown out at second by Travis Demeritte. There's a strike on the inside corner. The ball was kicked a little bit when Dahl got his base hit, and then he thought about going up to second base, but too greedy. Arenado swings, lifts a high fly ball towards left field. Demeritte's going back on this one. He's at the track, and he will get there to make the catch. Arenado gave it a ride, but not far enough. That's out number 1. Now let's look at that defense for the Tigers. Left to right in the outfield, Travis Demeritte, Victor Reyes, Cameron Maben. On the infield corners, Harold Castro getting his first start at a position today. C.J. Cron getting his first start of the series. Nico Goodrum's back in there at short. Jordy Mercer will slide over to second base. Austin Romine is catching for Daniel Norris. So a very different-looking defensive positioning, very different-looking lineup for the Tigers as compared to the first 2 games of the series. Daniel Murphy takes the pitch inside. Daniel on Daniel, left-on-left matchup. .285 average for Murphy, ranks third on the Rockies. He's had a good series after a really rough week in which he did not get a hit at all on the homestand against the White Sox. There he hits one towards short. Picking it there is Goodrum, throws to first, and that's out number 2. And Ryan McMahon will be the batter. He was the DH in the first game of this series, played second base in the final 2. 11 home runs on the year. That's first place on the Rockies. 261 with a .357 on base percentage for Ryan McMahon. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch is taken high. 1 for 5 with a couple runs batted in yesterday's ballgame for Ryan McMahon, as he was part of that epic comeback. That 7-run deficit turned into an 11-10 win for the Rockies. There's a strike. We say it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but as we always like to say, Ryan McMahon has reverse splits and has always had reverse splits in his major league career. Hits lefties better than righties. He's hit for a lot of power against lefties this year. 1-1 pitch coming is swung on and pulled foul. Into his motion is Norris. The 1-2 is swung on and chopped foul. We'll do it again. 1-0 lead for the Tigers early on in this one. Here comes the 1-2 from Norris, and it's swung on and grounded weakly towards second base. Mercer up with the ball, throws to first, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Daniel Norris against the Rockies in the second. Bottom half of the inning coming up. It'll be Mercer, Goodrum, Demeritte, 1-0 Tigers. Jordy Mercer leads off here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Tigers, 150 average on the year for Mercer. Second straight year with the Tigers and still trying to find that offensive groove. He didn't find it last year with Detroit. But they liked what he had to offer in terms of clubhouse presence and defense. So the Tigers and general manager Al Avila elected to bring him back. 0-1 pitch coming from Freeland is swung on and lined right to the second baseman, McMahon, for out number 1. Let's look at the defense now for the Rockies. Left to right in the outfield, Chris Owings is getting the start today. David Dahl and Charlie Blackmon left and right. Infield corners, Nolan Arenado, Daniel Murphy. Up the middle, that double play combination, Trevor Story and Ryan McMahon. And the battery is Elias Diaz, as per usual, doing the catching for Kyle Freeland. Still last place in the National League in fielding percentage are the Rockies with a .985 percentage. Still trying to get that back. Nico Goodrum, the batter. He swings at the first pitch, grounds it towards second base. McMahon up with the ball, throws to first. And he has handled the 2 outs of this inning. Quickly 2 away for the Tigers. Travis Demeritte will be the batter, only hitting .145 on the year, a homer, 2 runs batted in. Did have a nice defensive play in the top of the first inning to retire David Dahl, who tried to stretch a single into a double. But Demeritte prevented that from occurring. First pitch here is swung on and chopped, weakly foul at the plate. Demeritte was a first-round pick by the Braves back in the 2013 draft, part of the Shane Green trade at the deadline last offseason. The 0-1 is taken outside. Day game after an extra inning night game. Demeritte check swing and appeal to first. He did not go. It's a hitter's count now on Travis Demeritte. Really solid debut with the Tigers last year for Demeritte. There's a strike count, evens at 2. Rough start this year, though. 2-2 pitch coming, and that's taken low. Full count now. Victor Reyes got a leadoff single in the bottom of the first inning, is waiting on deck. Freeland into his motion windup, and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Good 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland, and we're through 2 innings of play. It's 1-0 Tigers. Rockies will try to answer with their first run in the third. Ian Desmond, designated hitter today. Batting .215 on the year, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Chris Owings is getting the start in left field. Desmond getting the day off completely in the first game of this series, then played left yesterday. Now the DH in the final game, which the Rockies are hoping to sweep the Tigers today. First pitch from Norris. Desmond hits lefties well. That's taken in the dirt. Desmond sitting on 1,455 career hits across 11 seasons. 1-0 pitch coming from Norris is swung on and lined foul. Nearly clocked the third base umpire there. 1-1 strike on Desmond. 1-1 delivery is swung on and lined towards the gap in right center field. That ball is going to get down. It'll be cut off by Mabin, and that'll hold Desmond to a leadoff single here in the top of the third. Rockies getting their leadoff man aboard. Dahl got aboard in the first inning to lead things off, but then was quickly thrown out at second base. So a runner is on for the first time for the Rockies. And Elias Diaz will bat, .273 on the year. He really hits lefties well. First pitch is swung on and lifted in the air. Shallow right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Desmond moves up to second base. He read that one well. And a couple men aboard now for the Rockies here in the top of the third inning. Nobody out. And Chris Owings will be the batter. Lots of righties stacked together in the lineup for the bottom of the order for the Rockies today, hoping to get things going against Daniel Norris. First pitch to Chris Owings is taken high and tight. Owings 179 on the year, does have a solid .343 on base percentage. He's got a .629 OPS, still looking for that first run batted in of the year. In that series against the White Sox, he had a big triple and a pinch hit roll. There's a swing and a miss. Got aboard, and the Rockies were able to take a lead in that ball game, but it was not to last. White Sox really putting on an offensive clinic in that series at Coors Field. Hitter's count as that pitch misses inside on Chris Owings. And from the stretch, Norris will deliver after a peek at second base. Swung on and pulled foul. Count evens at 2. Runner in scoring position for the first time today. Nobody out. That's where Desmond is for the Rockies. 2-2 pitch coming from Norris to Owings. And it's just a bit outside, full count. David Dahl is waiting on deck. The .257 with his batting average. He's hoping to get an opportunity with as little outs as possible here in the third. 3-2 coming, and that's swung on and fouled out of play. Norris really cruising through the first couple innings of this ball game, having to work a little bit extra here in the third. 3-2 coming to Owings, is swung on and lined right to the first baseman, Crone, and that is out number 1. Runners will get back.
The center fielder, David Dahl.
Can't do much about that. Line drive out. David Dahl based it his first time up. Look at his slash now, .257, .323, .400. That is the best we've seen it for David Dahl this year. That base it his first time up, but thrown out at second base. First pitch is a strike on the outside part of the outside corner to David Dahl. Still 2 men on, 1 out. Runner in scoring position for the Rockies. The pitch is swung on and chopped foul at the plate. Quickly 0-2 on Dahl. And 0-2 from Norris is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Coming in on this one, diving. That ball is going to get by Reyes. And Desmond will score. Diaz had to hold up as the runners had to see if that one was going to drop. And it did drop in there. That'll be an RBI double for David Dahl. His 15th double this year, leads the club. So the Rockies have tied this game at 1 on the RBI double for David Dahl. Reyes, if he could do it all over again, would not have dove on that ball. Now Trevor Story has a couple men in scoring position with 1 out. He's 0 for 1 on the day, struck out his first time up. First pitch here is taken for a strike. Story hitting .278 on the year, a .358 on base percentage, and .549 slugging percentage as he continues to improve his numbers on this road trip. He really hits the lefties well, and that pitch misses inside, ball 1. Story's on a 6-game hitting streak right now. Mentioned those really great games in Philadelphia for him, and a really good series against the Tigers. Now 2-1-1 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. Going back on this one is Demerit. He will make the catch in front of the track. Diaz will tag, and the throw is not going to be in time. Dahl will tag and move up to third, and the Rockies take a 2-1 lead on the RBI sac fly for Trevor Story. Charlie Blackmon will be the batter with a runner on third base. Dahl and 2 outs. Blackmon grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. .297, 7 home runs, 21 driven in on the year for the Rockies right fielder. He will try to extend the lead. Still that runner just 90 feet away, but with 2 outs. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch is swung on and grounded towards shortstop. Up with the ball is Goodrum, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Rockies, though, take a 2-1 lead. Thanks to David Dahl's RBI double and Trevor Story's sac fly. We go to the bottom of the third. Reyes, Castro, Cabrera due up for the Tigers. Tigers, in terms of hitting stats, are towards the bottom in many categories in both the American League and across the game of Major League Baseball. Second to last across baseball and in the AL in terms of their slugging percentage. They have stolen a few bases. They're an athletic club, but still looking to put things together and improve on that team that lost their most games since 2003 last year. Well over 110 even. Victor Reyes led things off with a base hit and scored a run. He will lead things off in the bottom of the third against Kyle Freeland. First pitch is swung on and lined right to the second baseman, McMahon. He's handled a couple of hot shots today, and that is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Freeland had to throw quite a few pitches in the first inning, but he's really settled down in the second, and now a quick 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third. Harold Castro based it his first time up. He's having quite a year, batting above the 300 mark now. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup for Freeland. First pitch is taken for a strike. 9 doubles on the year also for Castro. That ranks first place on the Tigers. Saw David Dahl in the top half of this inning getting his 15th double of the year. That ranks towards the top in baseball, and certainly first place on the Rockies. Pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. To his motion, 1-1 pitch from Freeland is in there. Freeland kicks and deals. That one's high. Count evens at 2. No clouds in the sky at this moment here at Comerica Park in Detroit. Weather has mostly cooperated this series. We had a really rainy night in the series in Philadelphia. The swing and a high pop-up. Third baseman Arenado is still in fair territory. He will make the catch for out number 2. And Miguel Cabrera will be the last hope for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 3rd. He struck out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. 276, 369 on base percentage for Cabrera. Those first 2 numbers are solid, but then you get to the slugging percentage, and the power still has not returned for Miguel Cabrera. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Cabrera has put up 67.8 wins above replacement across 17 seasons. He is likely heading towards a Hall of Fame induction. 0-1 delivery is going to miss down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. But it certainly appears that Cabrera's best days may be behind him. One delivery from Freeland to Cabrera is swung on and fouled out of play. One-two delivery from Freeland is swung on and missed. He got him on strike. Second time today. Cabrera has gone down swinging, and that will retire the side. We're through 3 innings. It's 2-1 Rockies. Two on Rockies here in the 4th. Nolan Arenado will lead things off against Daniel Norris. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Arenado hitting .286 over his last 8 games. That's why it just feels like he's not quite... It feels like a slump, but it's not. .286 is not a bad stretch of baseball. But Arenado's batting average falling from well above the .350 mark to just around .300 now. There's a swing and a foul at the plate. Nolan has set the bar quite high. 2-1 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards right field. Maben's going back on this one. It's deep. Beats at the track. He's looking up, and that ball is gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado, his 10th of the year, as he tries to catch Ryan McMahon in his team-leading 11. Nice opposite field home run there for Nolan Arenado. Estimated distance 391 feet, 104.9 mile per hour exit velocity. An opposite field jack for Nolan Arenado. And the batter will be Daniel Murphy, 3-1 Rockies. He takes first pitch low, ball 1. In the first battle of the Daniels, Daniel Norris got Daniel Murphy to ground out back in the 2nd inning. 1-0 is swung on and grounded towards second base. Mercer picks it up, 360 spin, and got him. Nice play by Mercer for out number 1. Another look at how the Toledo Mudhens and Erie Seawolves are doing. Dawal Lugo continues on quite a stretch over his last 10 games, batting .500 with 3 home runs. Mudhens are 14-12. Seawolves lost to the Bay Sox, so they're now a game under .500. Ryan McMahon will be the batter. He's 0 for 1. Swings at the first pitch and misses. McMahon grounded out his first time up in the 2nd inning. 258, 355 on base, 592 slugging for Ryan McMahon. Really hitting for power like we haven't really seen him before this year. Had a solid year for power last year, but nothing like this. Pop up first base side. Crone camping under it. He will make the catch for out number 2.
batting, designated hitter, Ian.
And that'll bring up today's designated hitter, Ian Desmond. He got a base hit his first time up to kick off things in the third, and he came around to score the first run of the day for the Rockies. 606 OPS on the year for Desmond. Chris Owings is in left field today. Desmond getting to rest his legs a little bit. Pitch down and in ball one. Desmond went 1 for 3 with a base hit in yesterday's ball game as well. 1-0 delivery is swung on and lifted in the air towards left field. This one's deep. Back towards the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run for Ian Desmond. Second home run of the inning for the Rockies. It's the third of the year for Ian Desmond. Now it's 4-1 Rockies. That one 415 feet, 108.5 miles per hour. The X velocity absolutely smoked off the bat of Ian Desmond. We'll take a look at it again. Reyes turned, and he was on a dead sprint after that ball and ran out of room. And Desmond, good numbers against the lefty once more. Nice job for the DH today. Elias Diaz swings and lines one into left field, a base hit. Rockies righties are all over the left-hander Norris today. It's a 2-out single for Diaz. And this has not been cheap contact at all. It's going to bring up Chris Owings. He lined out his first time up. We're already starting to see action in the Tigers bullpen. Kyle Funkhauser and Jordan Zimmerman warming up. Owings swings, lines one towards shallow right field. That ball is going to drop for a base hit. Diaz moves up to second base. Another hit for a Rockies righty. So far today, 8 hits in 3 2/3 innings for Norris, 46 pitches. He's allowed 4 runs, a couple homers, no walks, does have a strikeout. And the next batter will be David Dahl, who is also 2 for 2 today. The lefty has hit the lefty well as well. First pitch to Dahl is taken just a bit inside. Rockies trying to sweep the Tigers and move to a game above 500. Also finished 500 on the road trip after losing 2 of 3 to the Phillies. 1-0 pitch to Dahl is taken for a strike. There you can see Funkhauser and Zimmerman, some of the long relievers for the Tigers, I should say, warming up in their bullpen. Ron Gardenhire hoping to get a little bit more length from Norris. 1-1 pitch to Dahl is swung on and grounded weakly towards shortstop. Flipping it to the second baseman is Goodrum, and that'll retire the side. Dahl retired for the first time today. Rockies get a couple home runs. Arenado and Desmond go deep. They lead it 4-1 going to the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth inning, 4-1 Rockies. C.J. Cron leads off, RBI single his first time up. Lone run batted in of the day for the Tigers. Really good start to his career with Detroit. 348 average, 3 homers. That was his first RBI that was not part of a home run, actually. 3 solo shots for him. First pitch here is taken for a strike. Cron in his last game played was not against the Rockies. Went 4 for 5 with a homer. Signed a 1-year, $6.1 million deal with the Tigers this offseason. Former Twin. The exact same contract that former Twin Jonathan Schoop signed. Schoop not playing today for the first time. Schoop was playing second base in the first 2 games of this series. Harold Castro is DHing in those games. Now Castro's in at third. Jamer Candelario getting the day off. Jordy Mercer, who did not start on the first game of the series, played shortstop yesterday. He moves over to second base. And Nico Goodrum started the first game of the series, and now this last game got the day off yesterday, starting at shortstop both games. So lots of different options for Ron Gardenhire to choose from in his Tigers defensive positioning. 1-2 pitch is going to be low. Count evens at 2. Freeland kicks and fires. High and tight. Count goes full. Cameron Maben waiting on deck. "3-2 is high. Ball 4. He walked him. Leadoff walk to C.J. Cron here in the bottom of the fourth. And Cameron Maben will be the batter. 0 for 1 flied out his first time up. 2 through 5 in this Tigers lineup are solid. Otherwise, there's some real offensive black holes towards the bottom of the order. First pitch to Maben is taken for a strike. 3 runs batted in across the last 3 games in which Maben has played. He has certainly been a journeyman in his career, taking him all over the country to play baseball for major league teams. Pitch misses low. West Coast, Padres and Angels. High and away. Hitter scout now on Maben. East Coast played with the Yankees, Marlins. Stops with the Tigers in between. Lots of tools in the toolbox for Cameron Maben. Hasn't really been able to put them together consistently. Fly ball to shallow center field. Dahl is camping under. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Crone will stay put at first base. Next pitch will be the 50th of the day for Kyle Freeland. Austin Romine will be the batter. Grounded out his first time up. He was coming in on a fairly hot stretch for the Tigers, but Rockies have handled him 0 for 6 in the series. Freeland comes set, looks towards first base, delivers to Romine, and it's swung on and missed. Romine also with 2 home runs over his last 8 games. Oh, 0-1 delivery from Freeland is swung on and grounded. First baseman Murphy goes to second for 1, back to first, and that is a double play. Nicely started by Murphy, and that will retire the side. Freeland gets the 3-6-3 to retire the side. We're through 4. It's 4-1 Rockies.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching.
The day has ended for Daniel Norris, and Kyle Funkhauser is the new pitcher for the Tigers. 38 innings on the year, 33 strikeouts, 17 walks. A 5.45 ERA. Righty is really hitting well against him. Trevor Story 0 for 1 did have a sac fly RBI earlier in this ballgame, his 19th run batted in of the season. Only able to go 4 innings today, giving up 4 runs is Daniel Norris, and now it is up to the bullpen the rest of the way for Ron Gardenhire's club. There's a strike to Story. Story leads the National League right now with his 4 triples. Triple in yesterday's ballgame to take the lead over a bunch of players who were jumbled up at the top with 3 triples on the year. Story was leading off for much of the past week or 2. Now back to the number 2 spot, as this is really how Bud Black envisioned it to begin the year. Dahl leading off, Story second, Blackman third, and Arenado cleaning up. And we've seen Blackman, Dahl, and Story jump around a little bit as Bud Black has tried to get them going. It now appears they're all firing relatively at the same time. 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strike. Story goes down by way of the K for out number 1 here in the 5th. Final line on Daniel Norris. Only throws 49 pitches in 4 innings, but gives up 4 runs on 8 hits. No walks and a strikeout. So he is in line for the loss today unless the Tigers can mount a comeback. Charlie Blackman is 0 for 2. He's put the ball on the ground twice for outs today. First pitch from Funkhauser is taken for a strike. Blackman was the 2nd round pick in the 2008 draft by the Rockies. He's played every year of his career with Colorado, and he signed an extension. Looks to be very happy in Denver. And Rockies fans are very happy to have him. Former center fielder plays right field these days. There's a swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Blackman. Scores around baseball here in the 5th. 2-1 Blue Jays lead the Orioles there in the 5th inning. Anthony Santander's homered for Baltimore. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Blackman strikes out, so Funkhauser strikes out the first 2 batters he faces. Astros right now lead the Royals 3-1. Alex Bregman has homered for the 10th time this year. Nolan Arenado will be the batter, 1 for 2 today. Home run is last at bat. First pitch from Funkhauser here is taken for a strike. Not a whole lot of other games going on around the game today, as there are a lot of night games, and Rockies are playing a day game here, getaway day, and a rare night game at Coors Field tomorrow against the Reds. There's a swing and a line drive. Base hit towards the gap in right center field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Arenado is going to cruise into second base with a 2-out double here in the 5th. 9th double of the year for Nolan Arenado, his second hit of the ball game. Home run double on his day. And Daniel Murphy will be the batter, 0 for 2. Still looking to get things going in this series. First pitch is taken in the dirt. Arenado is on his way to third base as that ball gets away, and Arenado is going to be in there. Astute base running by Arenado. It's going to be a wild pitch. That ball did not get all that far away from the catcher Romine. He just lost it for a moment. By the time he was able to get there, Arenado is cruising into third base. He's 90 feet away with 2 outs as Daniel Murphy will look to extend the Rockies' lead. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled out of play. Murphy batting .306 with runners in scoring position on the year. One from Funkhauser is swung on and missed for strike 2. Slider gets Murphy that time. First 2 batters Funkhauser faces strike out. That's Story and Blackman, a couple big outs to get. Then Arenado's 2-out double. He's now on third after the wild pitch, and it's a 1-2 count on Daniel Murphy. So Funkhauser trying to work around that 2-out double and strike out the side. 1-2 pitch to Murphy is inside, ball 2. Two on its way, and swinging a foul back to the screen. Funkhauser comes set, delivers to Murphy, and it's swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. So 2-out double for Nolan Arenado. Otherwise, all 3 of the 4 batters that Funkhauser faces strike out. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Rockies. 4-1 Rockies here in the bottom of the 5th. Jordy Mercer leads things off. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Tigers. Mercer lined out his first time up in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. 146 on the year for the light-hitting middle infielder for the Tigers. First pitch coming from Freeland here in the 5th is taken for a strike. 3 for 13 on his career. Mercer against Freeland, former Pittsburgh Pirate. There's a pitch just a little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Freeland kicks and deals. Swinging a line drive foul towards the seats. Games tonight, Pirates and Yankees. That's Jameson Taillon against Luis Severino. There's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Good pitch there from Freeland. That's his 4th strikeout of the day. First out here in the 5th. Reds lead the Mets right now 9-6. Pete Alonso homering for New York in the game they're trailing by a few runs. 5th inning, 4-2. Cardinals lead the Padres. Brian Dozier has hit his 3rd home run of the year for San Diego. Matt Carpenter is homered for St. Louis. Rockies could certainly stand to see the Padres lose some games. Goodrum swings and lines one towards deep left field. Owing is going back. He will make the catch, and that is out number 2. Travis Demeritte, the number 9 batter, struck out his first time up. See if Freeland can make this a fairly lengthy start today. Marquez went 8 innings in game 1. Rougher outing yesterday for Chichi Gonzalez. There's a pitch inside, ball 1. 2-1 Blue Jays lead the Orioles. Rowdy Tellez with his 8th home run of the year for Toronto. .1-0 pitch coming from Freeland to Demeritte is taken just a bit outside. Mariners and A's will get underway in just a couple hours or so here. Swinging a ground ball foul. Rangers and Cleveland Indians also have an early evening game. 6:10 Eastern time is when they like to get things started in the city of Cleveland. 2-1 pitch coming to Demerit is taken just a bit off the plate. Did not miss by much. 3 balls and a strike with Victor Reyes waiting on deck now. Freeland had a bit of a rough first inning, gave up that run to the Tigers to give them an early 1-0 lead. Strike on the inside corner, full count now on Demerit. But he has certainly settled in now, trying to rattle off a 4th strong inning of work. And there's a swing and a high fly ball, not deep to center field. Dahl's got a beat on it. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side. We're through 5 innings. It's 4-1 Rockies. McMahon, Desmond, Diaz due up for Colorado in the 6th. Ryan McMahon, 939 OPS on the year, 0 for 2 today. Pop out and a ground out for him. Kyle Funkhauser out for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch is swung on and missed.
0-1.
11 home runs, as we mentioned, ranks first on the Rockies for Ryan McMahon. Slugging well above the 500 mark, close to 600. Lots of swings and misses induced by Funkhauser on his day so far. 1-1 pitch is taken outside. Hitters count now on Ryan McMahon. The 3 batters out of the 4 that he faced in the 5th inning struck out, swinging. Nolan Arenado doubled around them. There's a swing and a ground ball pulled foul. Story, Blackman, Murphy, those are some big outs to get, all striking out. They're in the 5th against Funkhauser. His 2-2 delivery to McMahon is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. So 4 of the 5 batters Funkhauser faces have struck out. And the designated hitter, Ian Desmond, will be the batter. Desmond 2 for 2 on the day. He's done well against the lefty Norris. First pitch here is taken inside. First time Desmond has faced a righty, it's Funkhauser. Home run single combination for Desmond today. 229 with a 349 slugging percentage on the year. Desmond's still trying to get those numbers back up. It's much better against lefties than he does against righties. Has throughout his entire Rockies career. Strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Desmond, 4th year of his 5-year deal with the Rockies. 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Rockies really like what Ian Desmond brings to the table in terms of what they view as defensive versatility and a pitch inside. Also very good clubhouse presence. Desmond's not a really vocal guy. You won't hear him yelling and screaming as much as some other quote-unquote leaders you might hear, leaders of teams around baseball. But he is a steady, solid presence, grounding out there for out number 2. And Elias Diaz will be the batter. He's 2 for 2 today. Couple hits off the lefty Norris. 2 base hits, run scored. 304 his average is all the way up to now. 347 on base, 457 slugging. Diaz has, kind of a flash in the pan signing for the Rockies, taking a chance. First pitch is a strike, and he has so far given the Rockies what they need. Wolters has really been struggling with the bat, but they really like Wolters' defense. He works very well with the pitching staff. Ground ball foul. Quickly 0-2 on Elias Diaz. Diaz working very well with Kyle Freeland and providing a little bit more offense. 0-2 pitch is swung on and grounded weakly towards first base. Cron will take it himself, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Rockies. Victor Reyes in the top of the order lead things off for the Tigers in the bottom of the 6th. 1 for 2 on the day, single and run scored for Reyes. Only run that has been scored this ball game for the Tigers. C.J. Cron brought him home in the first inning. Kyle Freeland really settling in since then, 62 pitches as he starts off his 6th inning of work. First pitch to Reyes. is swung on and grounded right to the second baseman, McMahon. He bobbles it, still has time, does not have time. And that's going to be an error on McMahon. He's made quite a few of those this year, E4. That's going to allow the leadoff base runner to reach for the Tigers. Reyes is aboard here in the bottom of the 6th. The batter will be Harold Castro, 5 for 12 in the series. One of those hits a double. 1 for 2 today with the base hit. His pause encourages Tigers fans to get on their feet. It's a potential scoring opportunity for the Tigers. Throw to first to drive back Reyes. Kyle Freeland will have to work out of trouble caused by the error. That was a sure-handed out. McMahon not able to make the play, though. First pitch here is taken just a bit inside, ball 1. Castro out of Venezuela. Freeland's 1-0 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow left center. Story, the shortstop, goes out to make the catch for out number 1. Now a double play would get the Rockies and Freeland out of this inning. Miguel Cabrera will be the batter. He has not had a good day against Freeland. 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. Slugging only .320 on the year, .273 batting average. Solid .367 OBP. Still wondering where the power went. Are the Tigers. First pitch here is a pitch out, and nothing is happening. Reyes is staying put at first base. Cabrera, a really good number for him. 1,441 runs scored across 17 seasons. That's towards the major league leaders in actives. 1-0 pitch coming from Freeland to Cabrera here is swung on and pulled foul. Swung on and shot foul once more. Albert Pujols has 1,828 career runs scored. That's first among active players in baseball. Swinging a foul out of play once more. And Cabrera is in second place. Most overall, Ricky Henderson, 2,295. Pitch inside, count evens at 2. After Cabrera is... Well, Ichiro Suzuki is still listed as active on the Baseball Almanac list I'm looking at. I don't believe that is accurate. Who knows? He could come back. Ian Kinsler also retired, so he doesn't count. So then there's Robinson Cano. He's got 1,234 career runs scored. He's now with the Mets. Former Yankee, former Mariner, Robinson Cano. 2-2 pitch coming to Cabrera is swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Dahl is camping under it. He will make the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. As Freeland tries to work around that leadoff error by McMahon. C.J. Cron, the batter, in for 1 RBI single in this game, 348, 412 average and on-base percentage respectively for C.J. Cron. Was really one of the better hitters on the Tigers, has established himself over the last few years. Started off his career with the Angels, then really turning on the offense with the Rays and Twins, showing he can be a prestigious power bat, swinging a line drive foul. One delivery is taken just a bit inside. Hitters count now on C.J. Cron. And the 2-1 delivery is swung on and grounded foul at the plate. Count evens at 2. 75 pitches now for Kyle Freeland, having to throw a few extra due to that error to start this 6th inning. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. What a job by Kyle Freeland. We're through 6 innings. It's 4-1 Rockies. Chris Owings has got his batting average up to 200 now with a 1-for-2 day at the plate. Leads things off here in the 7th inning. Kyle Funkhauser out for a 3rd inning of work for the Tigers. Owings swings us a high fly ball towards left field. Camping under it is Reyes. Demerit, I should say, makes the catch, and that is out number 1.
Up next for Colorado, the center fielder,
David Dahl, the batter, 2 for 3 on the day as the lineup turns over for the Rockies. Double single RBI, 325 on base, 261 average now for David Dahl. Funkhauser's first pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Jose Cisnero and the former Rocky Yency Almonte are up in the Detroit bullpen. We've seen Yency Almonte in the first 2 games of this series already. Enjoying pitching against his former team, or maybe not, because the Rockies have hit him well in this series. Funkhauser shakes, then gets the sign he likes into his motion. 1-1 pitch is taken low. Hitter's count now on David Dahl. 2-1 delivery is high and away. 3 balls and a strike. Trevor Story waiting on deck. And that's in there for a called strike. Check swing and a pitch outside. Appeal to third. Dahl did not go. That's a 1-out walk. And that'll put a runner on now for Trevor Story. 3rd time on base today for David Dahl. Nice stretch of baseball for him. On base percentage back towards the 333 mark now for David Dahl. It's been quite a climb to get there. Really slow start to the season for David Dahl, but he has been turning things on as of late. Trevor Story 0 for 2 in this ball game. Funkhauser will pitch from the set position with the runner Dahl aboard. Funkhauser's first pitch is swung on and pulled foul and out of play. Funkhauser comes set, looks over his shoulder where Dahl is, and delivers to Story. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another throw to first, that's going to drive Dahl back. 4-1 Rockies here in the 7th. One pitch to Story is swung on and missed for strike 2. Ben Kuchner-Gavich of Purple Row along with you. Want to let you know we're not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies. 1-2 delivery is swung on and skied in the air towards left center field. On the run is Demerit. He's still going back, and he will get there to make the catch for out number 2. Dahl returns to first base.
now batting, right fielder,
Charlie Blackmon, the batter, 0 for 3 in this one. Struck out his last time up. That was in the 5th against Funkhauser. 292, 361, 538 slash on the year for Blackmon. Also is off to a slow start. It really got things going. And first pitch is just a bit outside.
Count 1-0.
One-0 is swung on and missed. Rockies trying for the sweep today. They'll finish 500 on the road trip if they do it, and they'll go a game above 500 in their overall record. 3rd place in the National League West right now. Dodgers and Padres ahead of them. 1-1 delivery to Blackmon is taken outside. Here's count now on Charlie Blackmon. Rockies getting tacos in the first 2 games of this series. They'll have to put up a few more runs today to do that. There's a swing and a line drive pulled foul by Blackman. Funkhauser's 2-2 is swung on and chopped foul. Blackman just getting a piece. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Blackman 0 for 4 today. The throw down will have to be completed by Romine to finish off that strikeout, and that will retire the side. 7th inning stretch time. Corey Shembry will sing for us. It's 4-1 Rockies.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Cameron Maben has put the ball in the air twice for outs today. He's 0 for 2. He leads things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Kyle Freeland out for a 7th inning of work. First pitch to Maben is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Couple men up in the Rockies bullpen now. It's Wade Davis and Carlos Estevez, the 2 primary setup options these days for the Rockies. Freeland will try to get through 7. We'll see if Bud Black wants to send him out for an 8th. If he makes quick work of the Tigers here in the 7th, does Kyle Freeland. 1-1 pitch coming to Maben is taken. I'm not sure where that one missed. Hitter's count now on Maben. Two-one delivery, and that's in there for a strike at the knees. Freeland kicks and fires. Swung on and pulled foul by Maben. Two-two coming from Freeland is check swing and a pitch high. Diaz wants the appeal down to first, and Maben did not go. It's a full count. Three-two delivery is swung on and grounded up the middle. It's snared by Freeland. Throws to first for out number 1. And that will bring up Austin Romine. Freeland giving up a run in the first, now trying to make it 6 scoreless since then. Romine has put the ball on the ground twice for outs. He's 0 for 2 and 0 for 7 in the series. Came in looking pretty good, but Rockies have handled him. First pitch here is just a little bit low. Freeland making quick work of many Tigers batters today. This looked very easy for him out there today. 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch is taken low. Now it's 3-0. Jordy Mercer is waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity to bat with a runner on base. And the 3-0 delivery is strike on the inside corner. Romine was about to head down to first base, but he will have to return and face a 3-1 delivery from Freeland. And that one is definitely low. Ball 4, he walked and went out walk to Romine from Freeland. That'll put a runner on for Jordy Mercer. Mercer 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout and a line out, 1 for 7 in the series. First pitch to Mercer is taken just a bit inside and maybe low. Mercer now 3 for 14 in his career against Freeland. Freeland saw him while pitching against the Pirates for the Rockies a few years ago. 1-0 pitch coming is swung on and pulled foul down the left field line. 90 pitches now for Freeland on the day. And that's going to miss inside. Hitters count now on Jordy Mercer. Freeland starting to look a little worse for wear in terms of command for the first time today. 2-1 pitch coming is high, 3 balls and a strike. Nico Goodrum is waiting on deck. He would represent the potential tying run if he could bat with a couple men on. And Goodrum has homered in this series. 3-1 delivery from Freeland is swung on and grounded to third. Arenado goes to second for 1, return throw to first, and that is a 5-4-3 inning ending around the horn double play. Nicely turned by Arenado, nicely induced by Freeland. And we're through 7. It's 4-1 Rockies.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
The day is done for Kyle Funkhauser. A new Tigers pitcher will be Jose Cisnero. Only 3 2/3 innings, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Yet to have an ERA. Nolan Arenado 2 for 3 on the day, double and a home run for him. 333 average, 404 on base, 622 slugging for the excellent third baseman. One out of superlatives to describe Nolan Arenado for the Rockies. First pitch from Cisnero here is swung on and missed. So Cisnero struggling with command to start the year. Some scores around baseball. 7-4 Twins lead the Giants. Buster Posey has finally had his first home run of the year. Nelson Cruz with home run number 4 for the Twins.
I got the count 0-2.
Quickly 0-2 on Nolan Arenado. Cisnero gets ready to fire in, and that swung on and fouled out of play. Reds have beaten the Mets 9-7. Michael Lorenzen getting the win. Pitch outside, ball 1. 21,062, the highest attendance we've seen in this 3-game series here at Comerica Park. Arenado takes the pitch down and in, count evens at 2. Do his motion windup, and the 2-2 is swung on and pulled foul. Arenado is now the only Rocky who has started every single game of this season. 2-2 is going to miss inside. Full count now. Arenado working together a good plate appearance. Daniel Murphy waiting on deck. 3-2 coming, and that's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Arenado thought he had drawn a walk, but he did not. Let's take a look at the starter comparison today. Kyle Freeland has gone 7 innings thus far. 1 run on 3 hits. That came in the first inning. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. A very good day for him. 8 hits, 4 runs in 4 innings for Daniel Norris. Daniel Murphy, the batter. 0 for 3, Ronnie Garcia and Yancy Almonte are still up in the bullpen for the Tigers. Might see them in the 9th. First pitch to Daniel Murphy is taken for a strike. Right now, the A's have jumped off to a 3-0 lead over the Seattle Mariners in their ball game that just got started. 0-1 pitch to Murphy is taken outside, ball 1. I'd like to take the 5th and 8th innings of ball games to update you on scores around baseball. Murphy swings and pulls one foul down the right field line. And that's outside. Count evens at 2. Two pitch to Murphy is outside, full count now, and Ryan McMahon is waiting on deck, still looking for his first hit of the ball game, as is Murphy. And swinging a ground ball, weakly hit towards first base. Crone will take it himself. That's out number 2. And that will leave it up to Ryan McMahon.
Now batting, the second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
McMahon 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. That was in the 6th, 932 OPS on the year for the Rockies slugging second baseman, at least this year, Ryan McMahon. Cisnero kicks and fires, pitches in the dirt, ball 1. And swung on and ripped into center field, a base hit. Having to duck out of the way of that one was Cisnero. And a 2-out single for Ryan McMahon. Absolutely ripped right back up the box. And a runner will be aboard now for Ian Desmond, today's designated hitter. 2 for 3 on the day, home run and single. Both of those came off the lefty, Daniel Norris. Desmond try one more time against a righty. Pitches high, ball 1. 3 home runs, 12 driven in with a .227 batting average now on the year for Ian Desmond. .1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded towards second base. Mercer up with the ball, throws to first, and that'll retire the side. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 4-1 Rockies. Do it for the Tigers, Goodrum, Demerit, and Reyes. Seven strong innings, giving up a run today was Kyle Freeland. New pitcher in the 8th will be Carlos Estevez for the Rockies. 19 innings, 25 strikeouts, 5 walks. Still trying to get that batting average of .458 against righties down. Lefties only hitting .106. The ERA has slowly been coming down for Carlos Estevez. Tyler Kinley, the closer, and Wade Davis warming up in the bullpen now for the Rockies. First pitch from Estevez to Nico Goodrum is taken just a bit outside. Goodrum 0 for 2 on the day. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Estevez, who can certainly get up to 100 with the best of them. .1-0 offering to Goodrum is swung on and fouled out of play. .1-1 from Estevez is taking low hitters count now, and Nico Goodrum, who's leading things off here in the 8th. There you see Kinley and Davis up in the bullpen for the Rockies. Estevez kicks and fires, swing and a miss for strike 2. Ron Gardenhire hoping his club does not get swept today. Rockies winning game 1 easily, had to really fight back to win yesterday. Now they're leading 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 pitch is swung on and skied towards the gap in left center field. That is going to be run down though, and Owings will make the catch for out number 1. Kyle Freeland, let's look at his day. Really good outing, 7 innings, 93 pitches, 1 run. That was in the first inning, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And a lot of that traffic coming in the first inning. That was actually all 3 hits given up in the first inning. Did have a couple walks later on. But went 6 innings without allowing a hit. First pitch is a strike to Travis Demerit. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Estevez. Couple really good starts for the Rockies from Freeland and Marquez in this series. Pitch misses low end, away 1-1 strike on Demerit. And that was needed. Didn't really get a whole lot of horrible starts from their starting staff in the Phillies series, but it was a home stand where the Rockies did not get a single quality start. And that was all 5 starters in that series. They'll be going back home, and kind of unfortunate because the Rockies have a much better record on the road than they do at home. Facing the Reds for a 4-game series this weekend, starting with a Thursday evening game at Coors Field. 2-2 pitch coming to Demerit is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That's out number 2. Good slider from Estevez. And Victor Reyes will be the last man he hopes to face. 1 for 3 single and a run scored back in the first inning off Freeland. First pitch from Estevez is taken inside, ball 1. Ron Gardenhire looking on. We've seen some situations where Reyes has tried to surprise the Rockies by laying down bunts. We'll see if that might be going on here. There's a swing and a ground ball hit to third. Arenado up with the ball, throws to first, and that will retire the side. 4-1 Rockies going to the 9th. They'll try for a little bit more insurance before Tyler Kinley closes it out in the 9th. Diaz, Owings, Dahl due up for Colorado.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Former Rocky Yency Almonte will pitch here in the top of the 9th. 12 2/3 innings, 20 strikeouts to 6 walks. That is a good ratio, but that .995 ERA, .370 average against righties. He gave up a lot of hits, really has given up a lot of hits in the first 2 games of this series against the Rockies. He'll face Elias Diaz for the first time, and that pitch is a strike at the knees. Elias Diaz 2 for 3 on the day. Couple base hits off the lefty Norris. Part of 8 hits given up by him. Pitch misses low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Almonte in our simulation, not in real life, was claimed off waivers by the Tigers after being designated for assignment by the Rockies when Kyle Freeland returned from the injured list. So we'll see Freeland and Almonte both pitching in the same game today, but for different teams. It'll be a 1-2 pitch coming to Diaz, and swung on and popped up foul territory behind the plate, barely having to move his Romine, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, the left fielder.
And that'll bring up Chris Owings. 1 for 3, base hit back in the 4th inning, on base percentage of .342, .632 on base OPS for Chris Owings. He'll enjoy a 4th at bat of the day. First pitch is taken for a strike at the knees. Certainly wish the best for Yency Almonte. Hopefully he has a good outing here and the Rockies easily win it in the bottom of the 9th. Fly ball to left field. On the run is Demerit. He'll get there to make the catch, running into foul territory for out number 2. And that'll bring up David Dahl. 2 for 3 today, also a walk. It is 5th plate appearance of the day. .261 with a .329 on base percentage, .738 OPS, also an RBI today for Dahl. Looking to get those numbers right back up to where we have come accustomed to seeing them for David Dahl in the past few years. Strike on the outside corner. The 0-1 is taken just a bit high. Check swing, Dahl did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 delivery is swung on and grounded towards short. Up with the ball is Goodrum. Throws to first, and we head to the bottom of the 9th. Dahl really running down that line. They just got him. It's 4-1 Rockies. Castro, Cabrera, Crone due up for Detroit. Tyler Kinley trying to get the save today. He's converted 3 in 3 opportunities, 15 2/3 innings on the year, 19 strikeouts, 5 walks. Batting average for righties was high, and it's really come down, now only .273, and hardly giving up any hits at all to lefties. Harold Castro 1 for 3, the first batter that Kinley will face here in the 9th. ERA under 2 for Kinley. First pitch is taken in the dirt, ball 1. Castro, Cabrera, and Crone coming up for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 9th. 1-0 is taken high, 2-0. 96-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball from Kinley. Now we'll be getting the lion's share of the save opportunities. With Scott Oberg out in our simulation until July, it appears. There's a pitch outside, 3-0 now. Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck. Don't want to give up any free base runners with some of the hottest hitters due up. This is the toughest spot in the order for the Tigers, the 2 through 5 batters. And there's a strike. Kinley into his motion, windup, and the 3-1 is swung on and fouled out of play. So from 3-0, it's now 3-2 on Harold Castro. Kinley working his way back into the count. And a 3-2 is swung on and fouled out of play, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And Castro will stay alive for his 7th pitch of this at-bat. 3-2 on its way, and strike 3 called. He got him on strikes. That is out number 1. Must see Kinley gets his first strikeout of the day.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
And that will bring up Miguel Cabrera, the DH today. Started at first base the first 2 games of the series, and CJ Crone getting in there to play first today. Cabrera DHing. First start of the series for Crone. He's waiting on deck. First pitch is going to miss low from Kinley.
Count 1-0.
Cabrera 0 for 3 today. This will be the first game in which the Rockies have held him hitless. Lots of singles power these days for Miguel Cabrera. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good slider that time from Kinley. And the 1-1 is taken just a bit high. Hitters count on Miguel Cabrera now. That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Highest velocity we've seen so far today from Kinley, who can touch the upper 90s at times. Usually he's in the mid-90s. Former Miami Marlin in his first year with the Rockies. 2-1 pitch is going to miss low and away. 3 balls and a strike. We mentioned CJ Crone, one of the best hitters on the Tigers, waiting on deck. Highest batting average at .340. Kinley asks and receives a new baseball. Not liking where that one was locating itself. Kinley into his motion. It's the sign he likes. Windup and the 3-1 to Cabrera is swung on and pulled foul. Full count now. Kinley's 3-2 offering is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Must see Kinley striking out the first 2 batters he faces here in the bottom of the 9th. Cabrera striking out for the 3rd time today.
The first baseman, CJ.
And that will leave it up to CJ Crone. That was a really good sinker from Kinley. Crone 1 for 2 RBI single in this ballgame. Also has drawn a walk. And first pitch is a strike.
0-1.
Kinley v. Crone. Rockies an out away from getting a sweep of the Tigers and heading back to Coors Field to play the Reds in a 4-game weekend series with a lot of momentum in their favor. 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Now Kinley just needs 1 more strike. Must see Kinley striking out the first 2 batters he faces. Now is ahead 0-2 on CJ Crone. The 0-2. That one is low, ball 1. Does not get Crone to chase that 95-mile-an-hour fastball low in the zone. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Must see Kinley strikes out the side in the bottom of the ninth. And the Rockies have swept the Tigers with a 4-1 win today. They're going to head back to Colorado for a 4-game series with the Reds, finishing 500 on the road trip. Now Rockies a game above 500 on the season, 18-17. Really good series, a couple of really good starts for Kyle Freeland and German Marquez, and the offense doing all it needed to do, having to come back from a 7-run deficit in Game 2. And just 4 runs was all they needed today. It is a sweep of the Tigers, who remain in last place in the American League Central. The win, Kyle Freeland now 3-1. Daniel Norris 1-3 with the loss. Tyler Kinley picks up his 4th save in 4 opportunities. Rockies get 4 runs on 10 hits to have an error from second baseman McMahon. Tigers 1 run on 3 hits. All 3 of those hits coming against Kyle Freeland in the first inning. So 8 innings of no hits allowed by Freeland, and then the bullpen, Carlos Estevez and Tyler Kinley. So Freeland is our player of the game. 7 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. All those runs and hits in the first inning. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Daniel Norris in the loss. 4 innings, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. Tyler Kinley strikes out the side in his inning of work. Highlights on offense. We'll start with the Tigers today. 1 for 4 for Victor Reyes with a run scored. Harold Castro goes 1 for 4. CJ Cron 1 for 3 with an RBI, and Austin Romine draws a walk. On offense for the Rockies, Nolan Arenado 2 for 4, double home run, a run scored. Ian Desmond goes 2 for 4 with a home run, RBI, and 2 runs scored. David Dahl 2 for 4 with a double, RBI, and a walk. Elias Diaz goes 2 for 4 with a run scored as well. Chris Owings picks up a hit as well. Well, thank you for tuning in today. 4-1 Rockies. We'll have the Thursday and Friday games against the Reds coming up for the Rockies.